Hello, so I'm doing my speech on discrimination against transgendered people. Um, where to begin, really? Well, scrolling through the articles and reading, the synopsis really is that it's really difficult in general to be someone that is transgendered or does not identify as any particular gender or asexual. Uh, Having a friend that is in the middle of this whole process. I have, I guess, um, a partial open eye prior to this article, which is why I wanted to read it so I could understand even more than what I have been told, and I could do my own research. um, but generally, what I found in my article is that an astounding amount, approximately 19%, are just straight out denied medical care, which is a big issue because at the base of human life, everyone needs healthcare at the very basic setting, vaccinations, checkups, things of that nature, and everyone deserves that, especially here in America where we are paying for healthcare rather than in other countries where it's free. And since we are paying for it, there's no reason that anyone should ever be denied for any sort of reason, especially something that being in 2019 that we've been battling against for years as a human generation, mainly the younger generations, but still, it's something that's been being fought against for quite some time now, and there's still a lot of work to be done, but as time goes on, it gets a little bit better, or so I would think. I don't know because I don't live it every day and it's not part of my everyday life or routine and or see it every day. Even in New York City, I'm sure I potentially see it more than I realize I do, and I just don't notice because it's either done that well or, you really don't pay attention to someone as they're walking by you. And then the amount of people that were harassed um, in by a medical professional or like in a medical setting, uh, 28%, which is almost 3 out of every 10 people were harassed by someone in the medical setting, which is very unprofessional. Not to mention, uh, going back to again, we are paying for healthcare, so why would you harass someone who's basically paying you? Last time I checked, you don't harass someone who's giving you money because they're helping you out as much as you're helping them out for a service. They're paying you for a service and a professional opinion, which they needed to seek out because they don't know. Um, Also, the provider lacking knowledge on the issue. Um, I feel that it's kind of a difficult dance to do because it's not something that's been so common, as like regular medical stuff, but it's something that's been new and emerging for quite a few years now. Well, actually, a long time. It's just more profound, and you see it a lot more and hear about it more now because it's more accepted than it used to be. So it's more evident and in our faces. However, the medical setting has done not as much research into it as they probably should have, seeing as the population that identifies as transgender or doesn't identify with anything at all is growing. And there's actually an argument if you, at the same time, it's not necessarily growing, but they're just now coming out with it. Um, and then also, I was reading that almost half, which is crazy, have made suicide attempts. I don't know if these are legit attempts or if they are more of a cry for help or if they were actually, just like trying to hurt themselves fatally. Um, Also, interestingly enough, I was surprised to read that the larger portion of people that identify not one way or the other or transgendered are mainly white people. Um, I don't know if that's due to the lack of other ethnicities reporting that they identify or don't identify as anything, or if it's just an actual fact that the majority of them are white people, which I was surprised by. Um, in my experience, the people that I have met or known to identify as transgender, at least, not necessarily not identifying one way or the other, but at least as far as the transgender, I have not met one white person. It's been of all other ethnicities. So I was shocked kind of at that. um, as far as everything else goes, there's also larger percentage of American Indians, which were denied by presumably their race. Um, I didn't realize they were. This has been profoundly eye-opening. I didn't realize there were had so many American Indians that identified as transgender, or no less, didn't identify at all. Um, I closed-mindedly enough was thinking, the majority of it was white, black, and Latino people. Um, However, there's also a very large percentage of Asian people, which I have never seen, but I, it's out there. Um, what also was very disturbing, although it's a percentage, a small percentage, the fact that there's a percentage of it at all is scary. But 2% of them were attacked or abused while in the doctor's office, which is astounding, being that you are helpless typically when you go to or need to seek out a doctor's office because you need questions to answers you don't have, and you go to a professional and then you are physically attacked. That seems crazy. Like it, I just can't wrap my head around it. I feel that the fact that there's a percentage at all, even 1% is too much, much less 2%. So generally what we need to do as an upcoming generation is try to be more understanding. And although the majority of us are either at the age where we are just beginning to be medical professionals, if that's what career you chose to do, or if you're younger and you're not quite there yet, but if you are going into the medical field, I would say that you shouldn't unless you're willing to be able to help everyone, which is really part of the Hippocratic oath you take. So you're violating that technically, I would think, if you're not helping anyone that needs help. That's your duty as the job that you took. So yeah, I feel that the tolerance is not where it should be, as is it probably never will 100% be where it should be. However, generally speaking, over the past couple generations, there's been movement in the correct direction. Thank you.